Welcome back to Final Fantasy IX, and why do I get the feeling we're going to meet our bratty half-pint in this part?
Wait, we don't
A
already
ratty
have a bratty
half-pint?
half-pint?
Or a jolly green giant.
Vivi's not bratty.
Yeah. He's just a half-pint. Oh, there she is.
It's the Moogle's fault, bitch!
Of course, there's not an anime trope, but JRPG trope of little kids who are always the mages, you know?
Dude, their last names are Watchmen. It's like their destiny to be in this job.
Well, you know, a lot of names were based on people's jobs back in the day, like Smith. Those were the blacksmiths originally.
Shoemaker.
Shoemaker.
The old shoemaker.
Oh, suddenly him being crap at movie making makes so much sense.
But
It
he has
just
a
wasn't
wonderful
his
sense of decor.
destiny.
Why does the mountain path get fancier text in the Black Mage Village?
Why is
Because
this
the mountain
place
path
just
knows what it
called
wants to
fucking
be.
Mountain Path? They couldn't come up with anything. That's what you named the placeholder texture files. Mountain Path.
Oh, you know, it's just a path through the mountains. It's not a specific location.
Oh, the fruit looks so weird in this place. They have
So lively.
blue hair, lively. They call me names. What fruit does that?
And off goes Kina.
It's a good thing that Kina's so heavy. She jumped over to the opposite cliff, and it shook the ground so hard that the cliff Aiko was on shook too. Now, Aiko's portrait, you can kind of tell that her smile is just sort of drawn on.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the screenshot of the CG that they took for Aiko's portrait just isn't at a high enough resolution to show her mouth well.
I assure you the mouth was drawn on because beyond that 8-year-old exterior is a tortured soul.
Zidane just got friend-zoned.
We're divorcing already?
Friend-zoned.
Tackled at the 1-yard line.
Okay, so Aiko does come in at around the level that you are. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now we know.
So
Yeah,
it's just going to
the
be
more-
Steiner that's going to be behind forever.
Oh man, everyone is at a level where they could just very easily plow through the end game. This is awesome.
Except Steiner. Poor Steiner.
Poor Steiner. Oh, and Freya. Yeah.
Does Aiko start off with any abilities, like AP stuff, or do you have to get her even basic shit?
Well,
She has a few, as we saw earlier, but yeah, you have to get her a lot of basic stuff.
Ah.
the thing about characters is they start without a lot of abilities equipped. This is why holding on to early game equipment can be pretty handy. I mean, a lot of the time, later game equipment does repeat abilities from the early game stuff specifically for this, but it doesn't take that long to grind up the early game abilities and just make sure that your characters have them.
Yeah, the thing about having a white mage or a black mage at a high enough level doesn't really mean anything because you have to learn the spells first. And mages aren't going to do anything with high stats until they learn those spells. I mean, what are you going to do? Whack them, with their stabs? No, that's not what you do.
And,
Well,
being whacked really fucking hurts, man. Okay?
Yeah, if you're human.
At the same time, you don't have to learn an ability to use it. You just have to have something equipped. So when you've got the equipment for the abilities you want, you can start on those first, equip them, and change your equipment up once you have enough AP. But you're still benefiting from what you have.
Yeah, so you don't have to learn Cure to cast Cure. You just have to have Cure equipped. So you can take advantage of it while you grind it.
I always thought that Aiko should have learned Loudmouth naturally.
That keeps them from being muted, is it? So
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mute. No!
No, you.
Clear-headed should be daggers. I get jelly. It's like,
Zidane is jelly.
it's like
Now-
jelly is marriage.
Now, you might think that auto potion ability, that one of the equipment pieces we've got, is a waste of time. But, actually, it's really, really useful. Auto potion and auto haste by the end game are pretty damn handy abilities for keeping your characters alive. Because while that high potion's 500 HP gain isn't all that handy for when you use the item on your turn through an item command, if you use it every time you get hit, it adds up.
Yeah.
Right, so auto potion will heal you every time you get hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know,
As long as you have potions.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, that's probably why they made the potions ability to restore your HP so relatively pitiful in this game compared to Final Fantasy VIII. Because if you were recovering 1,000 HP every time you get hit, that would have just been silly.
So am I the
But instead we have auto regen.
Am I the only one who in RPGs will buy a fuck ton of potions, even though if they're kind of outclassed, and use them instead of healing just to save MP?
Depends how early.
I'm saying by mid-late game.
I do that all the time because you want to save your MP for the actual fights.
And you can buy 99 potions for like one random encounter. So
yeah, it's like the only time I'll use healing magic outside of battle is when I can very, very easily restore my MP, or when the healing magic levels up by use.
I'd imagine stealing items would be easier on a banished enemy because you can just see the item dangling in midair.
Yeah.
So you know exactly where to pickpocket.
But for all you know, he could be doing a handstand with his weapon attached to his feet. Then you're just trying to pickpocket his spine.
Then you accidentally cop a feel. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, I can't fucking see you.
why are you being awkward about accidentally copping a feel when you're trying to kill this guy?
I was just say, the guy's invisible. You can't see where you're looking. I mean, you can't see where you're grabbing anyway.
Whoa! Fire! More fire!
So glorious.
Multi-targeting spells in this game decreases the amount of damage. That
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I thought that was the case. Sure.
You actually killed something with a white mage's attack.
Well, she is level 50. At this point in the game, so.
Now, Aiko is actually one of the rare cases of a person who can use a cross-character weapon. The racket weapons that Garnet can use can also be used by Aiko.
Does she have her own?
Aiko's own
Flutes.
weapon is the flute. Yeah, Aiko uses flutes and rackets. Dagger uses staves and rackets. Rods and rackets. Sorry, rods and rackets. Staves are Vivi's thing.
That sounds like a shop. Rods and rackets.
Because staffs and rods are different weapon
Okay,
types.
so what's the is there really a large enough difference between a staff and a rod that one of them shouldn't be able to use the other?
Actually, yeah. Rods are shorter and blunter, whereas a staff is like a big long walking stick.
Yeah, but they're
We're
both
just talking about
magic.
physical
They're both
classification.
magic sticks. They should be able to.
Okay, are we just talking physical classifications, or like in terms of
Actually-
stats, what they mean?
Like,
Actually, in this game, the staffs and rods are actually just blunt force melee weapons. We're not operating on Dragon Age logic where a mage's staff shoots out projectiles or anything. It's really just a martial weapon. A staff would use quarterstaff techniques.
well, I
as
always
far as
I always thought that in terms of like in RPGs, like the mages would channel some kind of magic power out of their staff or rod or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. Which is what the racket is. Rods are more like maces, like your typical cleric weapon choice, except not a mace, just a stick with a rounded end on it.
Ocho was one of those enemies they introduced in Final Fantasy 1, forgot for about 5 games, and then suddenly brought it back for 7, and then they've been using it ever since.
But like in another frame of reference to Final Fantasy XIV. In Final Fantasy XIV, your Thaumaturge and Conjurer use staffs and walking sticks for the No. It's canes and wands for the Conjurer, depending on whether you want to go one-handed or two-handed. And I forget what the Thaumaturge uses, but it's a different kind of weapon.
Is that
has to
the
be
one with the book, or?
No, that's Arcanist. Arcanist is the one with the book.
Oh yeah.
They're the summoners, but I know it's a different kind of weapon because it has to be a different kind of weapon with Final Fantasy XIV's class change system. But I'm trying to think what weapon it is that the Thaumaturge uses. I know both Thaumaturge and Conjurer have one-handed and two-handed weapon options, because they can both equip shields when they have one-handed weapons. Very dinky, wooden, rickety shields, but something to keep the enemy from smacking you in the face if they get too close.
Come on, Ryan. You're only stalling. You have to traverse through the rest of the mountain path, baby.
We'll have to get the stones first.
You know what's coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know
yeah.
what's coming.
Wait, what's
There's,
coming? I don't know what's coming.
A really, really annoying boss fight. But you know, Ryan's at like level 50, so you won't have a problem with it.
Well, I'm still gonna count.
Well, at this point, most
You'll see when we get there.
At this point, most of the game is a joke. But if you fight this boss at its intended level, it will kick your ass.
Oh, I don't even think the fight's a challenge.
Is it just?
It's just
when
getting the
you're
damn
trying-
fairy flute.
It's just it's just.
Oh,
trying to get
this
that
goddamn
fairy.
thing. Oh.
That's the reason it will kick your ass, because you're trying to steal from it, and it is wailing on you the entire time.
Is this god? Okay, whatever the fuck this fairy flute is, I'm assuming it's a weapon for Ico. Is it even worth getting, or
No,
If you can.
If you can get it, yeah.
is it? Does
Yeah.
this item have a lower steal rate than other items, or?
It's
No, it's the very rare steel.
even with Bandit on, it's 1 out of 256.
Yeah.
Is that? Have we not encountered item that?
No,
rare?
every boss has one of them.
Every boss is one of them. I think it's because of the stats of the Hill Gigas, or the Hill Gigars, is what they call it in this game. It's just not in your favor.
Oh, because you
Now,
read
Lewis
out
brings up
the stats for stealing a couple parts ago, and I just straight out wasn't paying attention. But I'm guessing that since it's got such high stats.
Oh, that's gonna be really bad for the test tomorrow.
So since it's got such high stats for this point in the game, that makes the steal percentage lower, unless if you've got such and such ability equipped, right?
Well, and
No, the bandit ability only helps so much.
and Ryan is at a higher than normal level, so he should have an easier time.
Supposedly.
But I'm still gonna count. Because that's just how fucking infamous trying to get the goddamn fairy flute from Hilgigas is.
And we catch our first glance of the Ifa tree. The life tree. It's life, except, cleverly misspelled to disguise the word, Tree of life. Ha ha ha.
Yggdrasil.
They might as well just call it Yggdrasil.
Well, that's the creepiest
oh.
fucking Yggdrasil I've seen outside of Etrian Odyssey 4. So
Actually, now that I think about it, there might be a boss inside called Yggdrasil, but I'm not sure. My memory might be.
Is that Yggdrasil?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that.
How's that spelled? YGG?
It's
Rasil or something.
Yeah, or something to that.
Because didn't Tales of Symphonia have that too?
Yggdrasil is
I believe so.
Yggdrasil is a common. It's Norse in.
Oh yeah, I figured that.
It's the tree of life. It's brought up in a lot of RPGs.
This is
yeah.
the jolly green asshole himself.
Dragon Quest has the
50 minutes?
Yeah.
50 fucking minutes, Jesus Christ! Even at
That
your
is-
level?
That is horrible.
I couldn't get it.
You didn't get it.
Nope.
Can you get this item later in the game?
Eventually, yeah.
Not until Olivert though, and that's a Dis 3 location.
So now are you actually gonna try to fight him?
Yeah.
Like fucking VV and Gardner are in trance. He didn't give us the fucking fairy flute.
Is it just me, or did the video quality go down between cuts?
Yeah, because nobody was paying attention to the editor. They're too busy trying to steal the fairy flute.
We get to see our first summon. Wait. No, we don't get to see our first summon. Because you summoned it off screen, didn't you?
I guess.
God
Yeah, the
damn
first
it.
time you summon anything, you're supposed to get the full animation. That being the short animation, that means Ryan did it beforehand. But there'll be plenty of time to show off full animations, I'd imagine.
Well, I show off arc at least.
Oh, wait, you gotta show off arc. That's just rule of nature of Final Fantasy IX.
Does it fire the Eclipse Cannon?
No. Yeah,
It goes on and on and
It
on.
is ridiculous.
Wait, hold on. Is
Yeah.
this like one of those 3-minute summons that people make fun of the PlayStation Final Fantasies for?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
pretty close.
Yeah, in Final Fantasy VII, the long summons are Knights of the Round and Sephiroth's Supernova summon. In Final Fantasy VIII, it's Eden. And the long animation in that game actually does serve a purpose because it gives you plenty of time to get the boost to get the boost number up to 255.
Yeah.
But in Final Fantasy IX, it's Arc, which is a complete joke because by the time you get Arc, you should be at a high enough level that Bahamut does 9,999 damage anyway, and so does Odin. So you never really need to summon Arc for anything.
And so you
Arc's
won't because
Arc's long ass summon animation though makes it ideal for you combining it with auto regen.
Oh yes, yeah. You can because
You'll heal yourself completely at that point.
well,
God,
assuming
it takes so long.
assuming you've got the ATB bar set to active, anyway.
Which I always do in 9.
Yeah, but if you've got the ATB bar set to active, auto regen will continue regenerating your health through all animations and menu screens. So whenever you're using a summon animation, which locks out your enemies from acting, if you got the active, if you got the game set to active, your health will just regenerate throughout the entire animation. Because the animation is so goddamn long, you recover most of your health by the end of it.
Oh well. Unfortunately, because the Hillgigas did not cooperate with Ryan, we're not getting the Fairy Flute until very later in the game. But
What does the Fairy Flute teach you?
just about to get into that. Its abilities are Esuna, Haste, and Regen.
Oh,
Oh,
those are
jeez.
good. Those are good abilities.
Yeah, which is why you want it, but after like nearly an hour, I was like, fuck it.
You did get the Golem's flute, though.
Yep, I did.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not the Fairy's Flute. I'm just gonna be bitter throughout the entire fucking game, up until at least this 3 anyway.
Now, just in case anyone was wondering, the best things to do are cast Float, because he uses a lot of Earth Elemental stuff, and to silence him.
Yeah, this is one of those bosses where you definitely want to have float on you at all times. Right, Fenrir. Fenrir, Carbuncle, Phoenix, and what's Aiko's 4th summon? I know she
do we
has
want
4.
to count? Do we want to count Madouine?
Madouine, yes.
Yeah.
The thing about Aiko's summons is that they tend to change their effects based on what gem she has equipped. You probably won't bother with it because it's just better to have better accessories equipped. But you can change Carbuncle's effect, for example, from Reflect to Protect or Shell.
You can get more summons by like you get other spells by equipping the gems, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but with Aiko, Aiko has a unique mechanic where the gem she has equipped can also change the summoning ability that she uses when she summons something. So Carbuncle usually uses a Reflect ability, but if you equip a specific gem, it'll use a Protect ability or a Shell ability.
Okay, that's pretty
And-
interesting. Does the game let you know about this, or is it just something you have to experiment with?
It's something you have to experiment with, I think, because I don't remember the game ever telling you. I discovered it completely by accident because she happened to use Carbuncle with a specific gem equipped, and I'm like, why is it Carbuncle casting Reflect? I wanted Reflect.
The one thing I always found weird about Fenrir, though, in this game is that its normal attack animation is really not the wolf itself attacking, but summoning a titan to do its work for it, with like a big tiger uppercut.
Oh, that's another thing. Fenrir changes based on what gem you've got equipped as well.
Yeah, if you use the Maiden Prayer with Aiko, it will gain the Wind Elemental attack. Forgot the name of it, though.
So Aiko, rather than having a quantity of different summons, has 4
Yeah.
specific summons that have utility to them based on your equipment.
It's a spiffy little mechanic I like, and adds a little more flavor to, traditional Eidolon summons.
Mm-hmm.